is Big Break, but it's not any old big break. It is the big break, the final tonight. 2 contestants have been whittled down from the 100 or so that entered all those weeks ago. Devyani Dayal of She Moves, we just heard from her, and also Orit Mohammed of Boon Coffee. Orit, many thanks indeed for being back with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, we're going to repeat the task that your competitor has just been through. Earlier on today, we got you into the Dubai Eye recording studio and asked you to record a radio advert. The prize, of course, is a great facility down at Dubai Airport Free Zone, and also the radio adverts on Arabian Radio Network. We want to know how you're going to use the prize. How's it going to benefit you? Do you really deserve to get this prize? How are you going to make best use of it? Well, one of the ways we tried to test this was to get you recording your own adverts. If you've got all this money to spend on adverts, you're going to have to make some. It was a bit unfair. We gave you about 20 minutes to come up with this, although you did have the help of some of our own radio advert experts. But listen, let's have a listen to the Boon Coffee advert. This is a 30-second advert designed by Orit. Let's hear from it right now.
Indulge your senses.
Feel the smoothness.
The aroma will intoxicate you.
Taste the rich flavors.
Boon Coffee is pure and simple.
The way nature intended it.
Take a break.
Celebrate each day.
With Boon Coffee.
Drink it up.
BoonCoffee.com.
Written and produced by Orit Mohammed. Yusuf Khan, the first question.
I think on the face of it, Orit, you've got a great product. It's ethical, it's healthy, there's so many great things to say about it. My problem with the radio ad is I didn't hear any of that.
But it's a radio. The radio ad is 30 seconds. I don't want to cram too much information, because it would be boring. I want them to know that this coffee is going to take them away from each day, to celebrate. This is what I want them to know, that this is not just the cup of a regular Joe. This is a cup that would force you to just enjoy the moment.
Orit, let's say you win the prize. What would you do in the first 100 days to make sure you're really optimizing it?
First I'll be going home, going to roast a lot of coffees, because obviously I'm getting a lot more feedback than I expected. So, and then use the advertisement well and fix my website. And, all the social networks I know that I have to be on board faster.
That was a real cheesy 1970s style ad. What would you develop the ad system on from there? So that's the first ad. What would the second or the third one focus on?
After building the brand name, I think I would focus on the ethical part of it. I would focus on that it's organic. But, that's hard to do when you're to catch their attention. So, but hopefully, I will learn that too.
Orit, do you feel like you're ready for Boon Coffee to secure this level of visibility? I know you're a young company, but is it the case that this might be too soon for you to get this big break?
Not at all. I've been working on this for years, and, it's just that this part of it is now, but this has been my dream for a long time, and I've been in coffee business. My family has been in this business for over 50 years. So this is not a new venture I'm looking into. This is what I know.
Well, what I'm interested to know about really is how do you plan to manage that growth? How do you forecast your sales? How do you plan, if you do have a huge ramp in sales and inquiries and the requirement to import a lot more coffee, how do you plan to react quickly to that?
The number one thing is that Ethiopia is very close to Dubai. So we can, and this is the season of coffee. This is just started this January, so that I have access to that, and I have access to secure the right kind of coffee immediately. Therefore, I'm not worried about and if the branding gets out, I'm not worried about if we're ready. We are ready. We've been ready.
If the product demand grows by 100%, 200% over the next 3-6 months, do you have the capacity operationally to deal with that?
Yes, and 100% yes. The back work was the hard part. Right now, we're at the front work. We're going to be roasting it locally. We know where, what, how, and the packaging, everything is ready. It's just a little website, but...
Orit, are you a one-woman show? If, God forbid, something happened to you, is there someone else who's ready to take Boon Coffee forward?
Actually, I keep talking about I have a wonderful team who's very loyal, both in here and in Ethiopia. Because each batch of coffee that we buy has to be tested So that we're doing in Ethiopia by professionals who've been dealing with this. And of course, locally here, I have to have a team not only for delivering, marketing it, and doing my accounting. So I have a good team.
If you need coffee tasters, I'll give you my mobile number. I'm always free for that gig, the amount I spend at coffee shops.
In my past, I used to run the largest tea warehouse in Britain, and we had coffee as well. One of the great skills is creating continuity of flavour in these things, and the blending becomes very important as well. How are you addressing that?
For sure, but Ethiopian coffee already has lots of flavors that I'm working on, and the blending I'm going to try to tailor it to each customer's preferences. I'm talking about like if a hotel wants it to be roasted dark and they want deeper flavors, we could do that. So since we're a local company, we could tailor it to your need.
Well, here's a question for you. You just mentioned hotels, and there's obviously both a business to business and a business to consumer side to this. I mean, if you were to win the radio advertising, how would you split your money? Where would you spend your where would you spend your money targeting a B2C audience? Where would you target a B2B audience, and how would you vary your message to those different markets?
We're already doing that. Most of our customers are businesses. They're offices. We deliver a lot of our delivery is to offices, and we haven't had the right chance, but opportunities. But we want to get into the mass market. We want to be in the grocery stores where you can pick up Boon coffee weekly.
I was interested in this sort of changing flavour that you were talking about, because most coffee brands that I know build their reputation and their market on a singular flavour that people recognise and know, and maybe have a slight variation on it later. I mean, we know with Coca-Cola, they tried to change the flavour of their product once, and everything went away on them. So are you going to have this multiple flavour business, or are you going to have a standard that everybody